little bugger's got quite a bump to it. And it's got them typical hard to see Mauser sights. You know, I think it'd be, you know, if a guy was using the other one at longer range, yeah, that'd be a little easier. But that one there, she's tough to see. Oh, she kicks. But it's a nice, you know, handy size. You know, when you talk about small, the cock-on clothes, you know, 1891 cock-on clothes is a little hard to get used to. You know, you're used to thinking, you know, when you feel resistance, that's not a good thing. Well, on these you got to have that resistance. But nice little gun. Oh yeah, I better not dilly-dally here. I was going to say, on that other video I did on the other channel talking about that gun that I had seen that was puzzling me, and in the comments people were saying, oh, you know, they figured it was a Carcano, and yeah, I'm sure that's what it was. You know, when I saw the 6.5, it crossed my mind, you know, because that they did make a 6.5, I knew that, but I have never actually seen a Carcano. I've certainly never handled one. Well, I guess I have now. I picked it up and looked at it. But that makes sense where that hole in there is for that end block that'll drop down and out. You know, and that's a foreign thing to me. But when somebody said, yeah, that somebody was important in a lot of the, Ethiopia or something, yeah, it looks like it has spent some time in the desert. You know, it was in kind of tough shape. You know, I don't know, it might clean up. But it was not a pretty gun or a, you know, like this. People look at it, oh, that's a cute little gun. Yeah, but it's a violent kick on that. But this thing was ugly. You know, and ugly is not so serious, but it was ugly and in tough shape. And I think it was priced at like $300. So I don't know. You know, I like I said, my first impulse was whoop, pass on it. But I'll think about this some more. I don't know that I really want to get into Carcanos. You know, I think there's a whole minefield too. And like I said, it really didn't appeal to me right offhand. And I don't know what to do with them clips if you could even find them. But my only knowledge of a Carcano comes from that Oswald and Kennedy deal. You know, I never have run across one. But I should say too, I should talk about this sometime. I have only been to one gun show in my life. I don't go to gun shows. I went to one, and there was something about it that just didn't really appeal to me. You know, I'll go to a gun shop. I love a gun shop that's got a lot of used guns. That's what I like. But those gun shows, like I say, the one I went to, there was some vibe there that I just didn't really, well, it's a kind of a let us rip you off vibe, you know, that I didn't really care for. So I don't run into things like Carcanos, and they don't come into this part of the country. How this one ended up here, you know, it could be that somebody ordered one and then decided they didn't really want to tangle with this thing and traded it off there. I don't know. You know, but I always wonder how guns get around. Well, like even this, you know, when I bought this at that same place, and they really weren't familiar with it either. You know, a lot of people, a lot of gun shops now, they're really there to sell new guns. They'll take used guns in or sell guns on consignment at times, but that really isn't where their money is. Their money is in selling the new guns. So they don't really get too wound up about them unless it's something really rare, you know. So I do find some pretty nice odds and ends in there, you know, that they're happy to move. Though I have to say, when I was in there, um, there's quite a few new guns, except handguns. They were in short supply. But otherwise, new guns, there's quite a few of them there. But like I said, new guns leave me cold. I have interest in old guns, not new ones. You know, I'll glance at them sometime, but they really don't appeal to me. You know, like this, when I found this, I really wasn't looking for one of these, but I thought, well, that's different. I hadn't seen one like that. Okay, you know, it was a good price, so I bought it. But this Carcano, if that's what it actually is, and I believe that's what it is. So, so much so that I don't feel the need to run into town and look at this thing. I'll maybe next time I'm in town take a closer look at it. But like I say, I don't know that I really want to get into Carcanos. You know, I don't. I mean, like that $300. I could put that into a gun I would make more use of. You know. I mean, it'd be different if I was really into collecting military guns and I wanted to, you know, but I'm really not into collecting military guns, though I have quite a few of them. It's just that I like old guns, different types of guns. You know, to me that shotgun was a lot better deal, and I'll make a lot more use of it than I would have of the Carcano, which cost like 3 times as much. But it was bugging me. You know, you look at something and you know, I didn't get I just picked it up and it didn't appeal to me, and it wasn't until later then I'm thinking, what the hell was that? But yeah, now it makes sense in the comment. That's where comments can be handy. You know, it never crossed my mind Carcano except the 6.5 thing. You know, but then when I think 6.5, I'm thinking Swede. There's a lot of 6.5s. I know somebody who was complaining about that. They went to buy ammunition for their 6.5, and then they suddenly realized, boy, that ain't just it ain't like a 30-30. You know, there's a lot of different 6.5s, and they aren't interchangeable. But it'll save your trip. I won't have to go tear it in there. So this, at least I can get. You know, the bullets are the 312 bullet I'm using, but these are kind of hard to find. These are the Sierra, I believe. I got some 180 grain. I used to like the Hornady round nose, but I can't really find them anymore. Though they might be available now, I'll have to look. But the brass, you know, like here's the regular Norma, and this is what I made out of 270. You know, the 270 is considerably longer, but if I cut the 270 off right at the neck, I can reform them into a good cartridge for the Argentine. But that's the only one I do that for. Like I say, I don't like having odd, you know, like say now, if you were to take one of these, my brother's got a 270. You could probably jam that in a 270, but it wouldn't work out well. You know, I like to have things numbered what they're supposed to be. It's just that, you know, Argentine brass isn't that common. And then I had had a little problem with some of this Norma stuff. Tended to split at the neck after a while. And I think I got that sorted out. But this 270 makes a fine cartridge. Well, I'm going to wrap this up or I'll be over time again if I'm going to put this on the Ghost. Someday I got to work that out.